is my super hybrid bike. Starting off as just a hybrid. This is basically how it came. I did take the parts off and clean the frame up a bit, so the paint looks really good on this. But you'll notice the parts aren't cleaned up at all. It's because they're just coming off. And then we're going to put some new fancy stuff on there. Now, as to the philosophy behind the build, we kind of have to start with my commuter bike, which is this Trek 820. When I first got this thing, I threw these little bar ends on here, took it for a spin. I was like, man, this is a great body position, gave me the reach that I needed, but I didn't have the controls here. And that wound up putting me in an awkward position. You know, if you're here and you're out of the saddle, your body weight's really close to your hands, and then you're hitting the brakes as you're trying to hop a curb or something like that. It can be really awkward. So I wanted to move the controls up here. It took me a while to figure out how to do that. And actually, our previous video, you'll see I tried the Surly corner bar. I put that on a different bike because it was just too wide for this. This bike needs to be able to fit on sidewalks next to mailboxes and things like that. So I needed this narrower form factor. So what I wound up doing here is bending these brake levers down to fit with the contour of these bar ends. That wound up working really well. Kind of inspired by the Surly corner bar. And then these shifters are right in position. This works great. So the other thing that worked really well for me was this single speed setup. And I'll say this was even better as far as the ergos. The hand position is just perfect. You're just so locked in. You reach up here, you got your brakes. Really like this. This is probably a little narrow for gravel, having control in gravel. But I wanted to imitate something like this. This bike won't work for gravel because it won't clear wide enough tires. And it's set up single speed, so the challenge is figuring out how to get something that fits like this bike, but has shifting. So that's where we come to the Scwhinn CrissCross. So I did get a set of these bullhorns. They are a little bit wider than what's on the single speed. I believe this is a 42 centimeter bar as opposed to just a 40. Haven't actually quite figured out exactly how I'm going to make this work, because I can either have bar end shifters or bar on levers like what those have, but I can't have both. And as far as I know, nobody makes a good option for where else to put your shifter or where else to put your brake. So here I'm trying some cantilever style levers, reverse. The issue I'm having there is just when you open your hand, you naturally open your whole hand to try to get those. And I feel like you would lose your grip a little bit trying to do that down a hill. So not 100% sure what we're going to do there. This clamp had to be clearance to fit on these bars, since road bars have a wider diameter than mountain. So that part will have to be figured out. But for now, we can go ahead and start getting the parts off the bike and start getting some of the nice shiny stuff put on there. Yeah. Alright, so the other part of this build I should probably talk about is the aesthetic side. So I am trying to make this look like a vintage bike, have nice shiny silver parts on it. So, you know, I think you have to start with the Grand Cru cranks from Velo Orange. They're just so beautiful. And then this Data seat post, I thought fit the picture perfectly. To run this, I'm just going to have to run this little sleeve, and it'll adapt into that frame, no problem. This is a Shimano Dior XT cassette, 34 tooth. Biggest I could get on a 9-speed system, so I will wind up having a 1-to-1 ratio, 34 to 34. That's decent. Better than single speed. So just a regular Tangy headset. I wanted the Velo Orange one, but I couldn't get it in the right size. Microshift front derailleur, nothing fancy, just what'll do the job. I'm going to run a lighter seat post clamp than what it has in here. This is your big chunky quick release style. I am trying to reduce weight where I can on this bike. These light Velo orange bottle cages. Bar tape from Origin 8 to try to match the color of the saddle and the sidewalls on the tires. Just want to try to get a nice vintage aesthetic going here. This is a rubbery texture. We'll see how I like it in the real world, but it looks cool. This is a SDG saddle. I like the flat profile on this. I think that's going to be very comfortable. And then the tires, these are Terravales. I am going with a slightly narrower in the back due to tire clearance issues. This will be a 38 in the back, 42 in the front. The front is a Rutland with a little more chunky, grippier tire, and then the faster rolling Washburn in the back. For wheels, I'm going to be doing these quality build cliffhangers from Velocity. So that'll be a tubeless setup. That's one of the things that's going to help this be a super vintage hybrid bike.
Forgot the bling on the.
Oh well,
Cool
that's
stoppers.
if I can run the cannies. I got those for the canny brakes, but we're thinking about replacing those with some cool. What was it?
Yeah, let's see then. This is the box of vintage rat bike goodness. Some CNC'd V-brakes. These are from Promax. So these, don't think you can find these anymore. I'm pretty sure little spring on there is titanium.
Oh,
I don't know where they came off of, but they're sweet.
But if I run those, I will have to figure out a different brake lever than this, which isn't going to hurt my feelings because I wasn't sure how happy I was with this. Alright, this is going to be the quickest disassembly ever. I haven't used this before.
Nice thin film.
And it's more controlled than a normal grease gun because it's pushing through that brush. So it doesn't just keep coming out, you know?
Grooves, boy. Speed you got back there?
9.
9 speeder.
James says 8 is great, 9 is fine.
Wall work?
Yeah. Shout out to James Baldwork.
I believe it.
Right there. A little grease on the axle, never hurts.
But it's kind of in between a skewer and an axle.
I mean, it's just a skewer, it's just not a quick release skewer.
True, true. Look at that.
I do like that it's light.
Give her a spin. Wow. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, dude, so nice.
Leverage.
Bottom.
Put your pin in there. Looks good.
There's no logo to line up on these, so easy. Yeah, it's squeezing out.
Precision.
Nice little bead. A rubber seal first?
Yeah. Yeehaw.
I will admit, I'm glad I had this other headset because I just want to get this bike built.
I know. It needs to be together and ridden.
All right, for this next part, I'm thinking instead of the little ring they provided, I'm going to use the cantilever brake stop.
Go. Might need a spacer in there.
Oh, because that's going to stop, isn't it? Okay.
We got him.
Okay. So my plan on this is pretty much use as much extension as I can get. I can always get more aggressive later,
Long daddy.
but I can't get, I can shorten my brake cable. I can't make it longer, right? See how much this grease actually makes it in there. I'm just gonna cover up the letters.
That looks funny. A little goofy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little funny looking. We'll
Is that where you're gonna run it?
We'll see. We'll see. But it looks goofy. But think about it. This is actually quite a bit lower than the saddle is going to be. This is going to be relatively level. So this is actually a very modern bike. Low top tube. Tall stack.
Yeah.
along front center. Should help with toe overlap. So.
What kind of stem is that?
Nitto, tectonic.
Cool. Nitto bars too?
Yeah. Alright, let's check out that tire clearance.
Yeah. Looks good.
Alright, let's set it on the ground.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
look at that beauty.
Oh yeah, I can sense already this is gonna be a great bike.
Doing it the right way, huh?
So yes.
Gonna chase the bottom bracket threads.
Yeah.
So why not? We have the tool.
What about facing it? We're gonna do that too?
Why not?
Okay. All right. And this is one of those cases you want to take care of the tool because they're expensive.
Yeah.
All right, so the tricky thing is they both spin towards each other. They both spin
One way.
back. They both go towards the back because the side you're on, non-drive side, is right-hand thread.
And drive side's normal.
Yeah. So yeah, I can just kind of spin these together. So far, it's actually pretty smooth. It's not bad.
Look at that, nice and smooth. It's gonna make the little pop sound.
Stick on the other side. All right, so we got
See,
leave the non-drive side in there, and then put the facing tool on the drive
Yeah.
side.
And then it's just hand pressure.
wow, Dakota.
Tubeless wheel going on over there.
Why are you being so loud over there?
Trying to shoot a video.
Pop her off, let's see.
Use a little touch right here, you know, it'll sit flat.
She's flat enough. Look at this little baby. You sleepy?
Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. The bottom bracket prepped up here.
I'm just gonna barely get that started, lefty tighty.
This side started.
Righty tighty.
Looking good.
It's going in smooth.
There it was. Did you hear the click?
Yeah. All right, now we can put these cranks on.
Part we've all been waiting for.
Yes, the crowning jewel.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Wood. That's got a gap.
Yeah.
Right there. See that? It's tight on this side. It looked like it was going in crooked.
Did you put the wrong one on?
No. It's left. Marked L.
And it went in smoothly. It's like the axle of that pedal's bent. So that's what it should look like.
Saddle time.
Man, I'm getting excited.
Nice.
I'm doing that right.
I think so.
Just loosely for now. Set it on the ground. See what that looks like. Little nose down.
A little bit.
Now I can sit on it like it's a bike. That reach feels about right. And actually that's pretty low. Like that position is
Yeah.
fairly, it's not
Need-
super
needed
aggressive.
that
Yeah,
long stem.
yep. I think that'll be about right. Saddle's a little high right now.
Oh, it looks cool.
Just got the old brake parts cleaned up a bit, ready to go together. And got the shifters.
Good.
I also got the shifters taken apart because there's kind of a two-step process to this. This part tightens down on the clamp, and then this is your thumb screw for adjusting your friction on the shifter. So you have to do this part first. So it may take a couple tries to get the positioning of this perfect. Basically, I'm trying to have it fit in the gap between my thumb and my fingers. So maybe slightly more forward. Okay. Okay. Go.
She wants something.
Oh yeah.
Much better. Cool.
So we were looking for some nicer bolts than these before. And the other day I was going through our parts bins and organizing, and I found two separate sets that don't match each other but match themselves.
Boom.
Yeah. As long as they're same front and back, it's fine, right? Now I wanted to explain the breakdown of this because if you ever wind up with these parts taken apart and it's been a while since you looked at them, this will help explain. So you have a simple side and a complicated side. The simple side just has the bigger of the two cups.
It's a little bit deeper. Same thing with the spring. Bigger spring, small spring goes on the complicated side. Complicated side has this bushing. You'll notice this opening is bigger than on that side. That's because this bushing's got to fit in there. Why is the bushing there? Because the bolt is tightening down on that bushing instead of on the post on the bike. Because that bushing is then pushing down on this adjuster. This is your spring tension adjuster. So I'm going to use this to try to make the two sides even. So I'm going to show how I do that. Drop the spring down in the hole in there. Drop it in the hole in this thing. There's actually two options there. There's a lot of adjustment because there's 3 holes here. So I went to further outboard hole, and then I'm going to go to the middle. Oh, all right, middle hole. All right. I had a chance to set this up previously, so it's at least pretty close to being right. So this side's simple. You just set it as it is, then we'll make the other side match. Okay, so here's the tricky part. If I just adjust this to where it matches the other side, that's not actually correct, and I can show why. Where the spring tension start is the important part. So it's there on that side. On this side, it's already got tension. So what I want to do is make that where there's already tension match. So right about there. All right, so this is the Park Tool BT5. And we're going to use this to help adjust these cantilever brakes. In my opinion, you need every little bit of help you can get. So I'm going to do all the cheating I can.
Yeah, go.
Oh, I got to go through the wheel. That's what you're just
Through the
saying. Yeah, yeah. You're right. Clamp this sucker down. And run this set knob down. Now to make that adjustment, my other cheater tool is these Paranipics. So I found that trying to hang on to everything without it was just about impossible. So that in a 10 mil, you need a 10 mil that has a relatively low side profile. Okay, so we previously installed this shifter clamp, and this post tightens down. That's what holds this all in place. Then we have the shifter itself. This is the Compe Ene Wing shifter, NA spelled E-N-E. This little washer fits back here, and then this is the part that goes against the clamp. You have these little teeth fit in these notches, so you can clock this however you want. We already have the other side installed, so I'm going to clock it the same, pointed just slightly down to move the cable away from your fingers. So right now it's level pretty much, so the one down, and then stack this on there with the big wing forward. Then the tricky part that can throw you off, I'll let that hang for a second. I'm going to get these parts. So you have the tensioner, this metal spacer, and then this plastic spacer. The plastic spacer has a little raised section with flats on it. You need to make sure that sits down into the flat section on this piece, otherwise it just will not tension for you. Once that's set in there, run this down just by hand. You just do it by feel to where this has a satisfying kind of resistance to it, and ratchet.
Boom.
You know, this is a Dura Ace part.
What?
Oh, that ain't gonna fit. Wait, there's a shim for it. I had a shim once upon a time. I gotta find that thing. Oh no. All I have is the bolt.
That's not what we need.
No. And I was like, what's going on?
Good morning.
Oh shoot.
That sweet little trailer bed.
Yeah.
Just ding to the frame.
The cable guide's gonna aim up into here, right?
I reckon. Wood screw?
It's just threading into the plastic, so it's just spreading the
Oh, I see.
plastic there. And it won't do it because the bottom bracket's in the way. The bottom bracket. And shoving this little piece out.
Right.
Alright, so not only is the screw too long, and it's hitting the bottom bracket shell, the little plastic bung that's supposed to spread open in there is also too long and it's hitting the bottom bracket shell. So it's like flush.
No room.
Yep. So I've got to get some flush cuts and trim this down a bit. A little nerve-wracking, but I'm glad that didn't shoot me in the eye.
Should have put on
It
glasses.
hit me right here.
Oh my god.
Wear safety glasses when you do this, I guess.
Holy shit.
Let's see if it fits now. Almost. Just need a little more. I'm going to close my eyes when I snip this.
There you go.
All right. And again. All right. There we go. Now
Boom.
just trim down the screw.
Oh, you're gonna trim it?
I gotta go grind it. We'll put safety glasses on for that.
Okay, cool.
Safety first. I got this wrong before. I'm not doing it again.
Well, what are we doing?
I am going to drill holes in my handlebar so that I can have internally routed cabling and have a nice smooth grip section. So there's two areas where I don't want the cable, and that's in this hand position and then this hand position here. I use those two a lot, so it'll be nice to have that all smooth. Get ready to drill these holes. Just set this little tap here. There. And then this is the Dylan trick. Start straight. I like that. Clean it up a little bit with a file, but for the most part, that's there. All right, so the cable routing we did off camera just to save time, but I did want to show real quick what we did. Drilled a hole here, and then an exit hole here, which is not too visible. You just see it coming out right there. Basically, that's just to give some nice clean handlebar for the grip positions. So that's the brake routing, and then the shifter routing is a little weird. It's just a result of these Ene Wing shifters. The cable doesn't even touch the bar. It just comes out. It's away from your hand, so it's really not in the way of anything. It looks a little strange, but I think it's cool.
pretty rad.
You just got one little piece back here, and then the shifter piece. Pretty easy.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I'm going to start with this handy caliper brake tool, just to kind of hold this in place for me. Maybe I'll run it the other way. This will be approximate. It's not perfectly tight, but you know, you want some gap. There we go. That's kind of interesting. Almost holds tension. I wonder if that's on purpose. It's a little nerve-wracking, but here we go.
Boop.
Make sure the crimp's on the bottom.
Look at that puppy go.
Let's try that. Yeah.
Tim finished up the bar wrap. Ooh, little cloth finishing tape.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It's actually pretty nice stuff.
see how much she weighs, just for
All right.
giggles. What's your guess?
30-ish. I mean, I can't be more accurate than that. Oh, 26.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with that. That's
Not
way
bad.
lighter than my Trek 820. That thing weighs over 30 for sure.
There you go.
Yep.
And she looks sweet.
26 is respectable, man. Our new gravel bikes over there weigh 25.
Look at that. How old's this thing?
It's an 80s bike, I think.
It looks so cool. Maiden voyage.
Yes, sir. It's pretty comfortable.
Yeah? Looks too good.
Let's see here. First thing I noticed is the bars do feel a little narrow, which is great on the road. I actually feel really aero. I have a feeling this is going to be a really good all-road bike. Still getting used to the friction shifting, but it works good.
Yeah.
These are not machine sidewalls, so the brakes will be a little loud. So this is the other hand position that I was wanting, this higher position. It's really comfortable.
Looks comfy.
Yeah, just chilling. Yeah, shifting's really not too hard to get used to. Spokes still popping in.
She's breaking in.
Yeah, I think it's gonna do just fine,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's gonna be fun at the gravel ride.
So I think I should do 2 climbs, one seated where I see how good the low gear works, then one standing where I see how the position works standing on the pedals.
Yeah, there you go.
The brakes aren't bad. So that's a 1-to-1 ratio. It feels like a pretty low gear.
Yeah.
Like I'm not putting in a lot of effort and I'm going pretty slow. So this is, I think it's pretty doable for most gravel. Okay, so
Man,
it's
drop me on the pack yet.
popping between gears there, but
I'm in
hopefully I'll be able to
turbo.
get that figured out. Just a little more initial tuning and I think we'll be good to go.
Heck yeah. Drop a chain.
Back on.
Gotta get used to the friction life.
Yeah. I am happy.
You